I'm Matt Bishar with REIT.com here in San Francisco at the Prologis headquarters for the 2014 Leader in the Light Working Forum. Joining me today is Ara Erickson, Sustainability Manager with Weyerhaeuser. Ara, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me here.
Can you talk a little bit about how the concept and practice of sustainability differs at a timber REIT like yours versus an equity REIT in another sector?
Yeah, well, I've been learning a lot just being here in the last day, and I think the first thing is, as a timber REIT, we first and foremost grow trees. So our sustainability practices start with caring for, breeding, caring for, and planting those trees as young trees to make sure that we can recognize their value when we harvest them at the end. So very different than managing an office building or a shopping mall or a residential place. Our sustainability practices start with the very beginning of the tree, and then we have to harvest them. So we have to ensure that both our on-the-ground practices of actual harvesting are sustainable, and also how frequently we harvest, where we harvest, how we do it. So sustainability is really embedded in everything we do from the tree growing, but even from in the timber REIT world, we're also a little different. Weyerhaeuser, in addition to being one of the largest private forest landowners, we manufacture wood, so we don't just grow the trees and manage the forest lands, but we turn them into what we think are useful products for society. Just like any company, REITs or non-REITs, we have to focus on sustainability beyond just the environmental side. So we've integrated sustainability into our people development. We need to make sure we attract people. We need to make sure that we're governed well as a company. We have good financial results for our investors. What kind of impact are we having on our community? And then really, we all ask the questions every day. Are we making products that are good for society? Are we being responsible stewards of the land we have and the products we make? And are we providing what our customers, our investors, and our stakeholders are asking from us? And that is where sustainability is core to us.
And what would you say is the biggest challenge you face on a day-to-day basis?
I think most people, especially in this arena, struggle with is how do we take sustainability and make it not just about the environmental aspect? And even today, hearing some of the conversations, we're still, even our group are still saying environment and sustainability are the same thing. And environment is part of sustainability, but sustainability, as we know, is much larger. There's 3 pillars of sustainability, of the economic, the social, the governance, and the environmental side. And even internally at Weyerhaeuser and even externally to the world, how do we continue to make sure that when we talk about sustainability, people understand that we're talking about how we're governed, how we interact with our stakeholders, and the environmental impact we have. And I think that's my hardest challenge, is to what we often internally use the little s and a big S. So the little s of sustainability might be the environmental side, and the big S is really the whole picture. There's also, if I have one other sort of big challenge and I think this might be just for the timber REITs, but also for other companies that are extractive based, is that people don't like to cut trees, and they don't like to see trees being cut. And so our challenge is how can we use our wonderful accomplishments and some of our challenges in sustainability and really show that we are doing a good job. We are growing our trees sustainably, we're harvesting them sustainably, we're creating great products for society. I think some people are starting to see that you can extract resources and do it well, but I'm not certain that our customers and our investors are necessarily putting those things together. So right now we're trying to see how do we take sustainability and capitalize on it so that the people actually are purchasing our products in the end or investing in our company are seeing that as a real added benefit.
And your company has laid out some ambitious sustainability goals to reach by 2020. I imagine that would be sustainability with a big S.
Yes, big S.
Can you update us on that progress?
Some highlights that we've done in the last year is we integrated what we called Planet for PACE form, and our PACE process is our capital planning process, and we were able to do a fairly simple add-on to our capital planning process so that our businesses are documenting the environmental or social attributes, some of the sustainability benefits that may come along with a new capital project that they were already doing before, but they weren't necessarily putting it onto a piece of paper and having it be part of their planning process. So that was a big win for everybody, both for us on the reporting side. There's great data to mine from, and then the businesses have told us that it's been really useful for them to really be able to evaluate what's the added benefit or impact, negative impact of a potential capital project. So that was really great. And on the land use side, we had one really good win this year, which was that we brought our Uruguay lands. We have small acreages in Uruguay where we grow eucalyptus, and those have all now met sustainable forestry certification programs. So 100% of our lands globally are certified to sustainable forestry standards, and that was a big accomplishment. We've always been sort of in the 90 range, and we've always said, say, North America, and we can now say global. And it's wonderful. In the world of forestry, there's still only about 10% of the land that's certified forest land, and so as a company, we really want to be showing that it is possible, and we're at 100%. So it was a big win for our company this year.
Great. Well, thank you so much for updating us.
Thanks. Yeah, it's wonderful to be here.
For more on this and other real estate news and analysis, be sure to visit REIT.com.